Horror and fighting games go hand in hand, and I ain't just talking about the players. Characters paying homage to classic creatures from film or folklore goes back ages, and it's always welcome to see how they're interpreted from game to game. So for this Halloween season, let's take a look at some of the monsters that appear in our fighting games. Vampires are a classic folklore creature from the Middle Ages, known for their acts of causing mischief among the townsfolk. And sometimes, they would just straight up murder them. Now, while the legends go back hundreds of years, it was really Bram Stoker's Dracula that inspired the common conception of what a vampire is and does. Now, you can't go talking about vampires in fighting games without mentioning the OG. Vampire, or as it's known to normal people, Darkstalkers. Darkstalkers is not dead? Well, I think you might be a liar. Dmitri Maximov, is the grandfather of all fighting game vampires, and while he probably isn't the first, he's definitely the most popular. His regal, dominating appearance, bat transformation, and even his birthplace of Romania all draw from the famous Count Dracula himself. A lot of future vampires share his style, such as using his cape as a weapon and having some form of teleport or mix-up. And if they aren't upper-class royalty, they are usually a bloodthirsty psycho. Most vampiric characters also follow a black and red color scheme, and they might have a command grab that drains blood into health, or just takes a nasty bite out of them. Arguably one of the most popular monsters to appear in fighting games, they will even show up when the game in question isn't particularly scary, like Eliza from Tekken. Vampire-inspired characters also pop up from time to time, like Scarlet from Mortal Kombat and Eliza from Skullgirls, and while they don't share the same motifs of other vampire characters, their use of blood and composure puts them close enough to the source.
So you're a vampire?
I am a blood mage, not a vampire.
The difference being?
On the other side of the creature coin is the werewolf, a human who was bitten by a werewolf and is now cursed to transform into Daigo every full moon. As a little side tangent, I always thought werewolves were the better of the two between them and vampires, simply because of the storytelling. The character lives out their everyday normal lives, but just creeping in the background, once that full moon hits, there's gonna be blood. Now, the number one werewolf in fighting games is clearly Saberwolf from Killer Instinct. Darkstalker's Galen is a close second, but to be fair, this isn't really a long list. These characters are defined by their aggression and pure animalistic rage, slashing and clawing at the enemy until nothing remains. Despite how cool they are, these characters are rarely seen aside from in pure horror fighting games. Of course, there are some exceptions like Falkenhayn from BlazBlue. If there's a Halloween costume pack for a game though, odds are they'll be in there. I also wanted to make a distinction that characters like Nightwolf from Mortal Kombat are not werewolves. I feel like I shouldn't have to, but just because they use a wolf spirit, doesn't mean they're a werewolf. Now, Beowulf from Skullgirls does count though.
The line for autographs starts here!
Zombie lore has changed throughout the years in how they are created. From voodoo magic, to the dead rising from the grave, to an infection that spreads throughout a population. They are worldwide, and like a zombie horde, they are numerous. Lele from Darkstalkers is your unique Chinese zombie, the Jiangshi, who hops to their prey and is dressed in traditional Chinese robes. Zabel also joins Lele as a zombie rep, and you know what, fuck it, I'll throw in Victor in there too, since he is inspired by Frankenstein. Frankenstein.
It's pronounced Frankenstein.
Like with how diverse zombie lore is, the way zombie characters play is also pretty diverse. Previously mentioned Lele is all about gimmicks, while Victor and Solomon Grundy from Injustice are just massive powerhouses. Then there's Squiggly from Skullgirls, who is a stance character, and Zombie Liu Kang, who is Liu Kang, but a zombie. Unlike vampires or werewolves, zombies are unbound and can show up at any time, in any game, and for any real reason, staying true to their origins and much to the annoyance of some gamers.
Do not pray for easy lives, my friends. Pray to be stronger men.
I'm going to combine these two because there is a lot of overlap between them. Demons have been around since the fall, and these characters represent pure evil. While vampires, werewolves, and even zombies can have some good guy characters, any character that inherits the demon trope is most likely going to be a straight villain. I'm talking the likes of Devil Jin from Tekken, Avatar Belial from Granblue, Gargos from Killer Instinct, and of course, Akuma from Street Fighter.
Let's go.
I can't believe what we're seeing here. Look at the life bar. Oh my goodness.
Is he probably has
This
a sliver,
is almost
right?
a
He might have a sliver.
combo.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Let's
days.
go.
Oh, the comeback.
So you have 200 IQ, I got 202.
Power. Power is the one word that describes these characters, often at the cost of their own soul, or health in this case. Characters like the previously mentioned Akuma or Avatar Belial are glass cannons, meaning they have all the tools they need to kill very quickly, but they can't survive for too long if put on the defense. They are arrogant, often with horns or wings, and act either as the final boss or as a show of how far a character will go to achieve power. Think of Evil Ryu or Kage in that regard. And then abominations are also a subset of demons in a way. Creatures that are gross monstrosities that feed upon the enemy, either their life force or sometimes literally. Yokai from Samurai Showdown, Double from Skullgirls, and Saya from Nitro Plus Blasters. While the difference between the two, however, is that demons have been around and will always be around in fighting games, while the abominations are much, much more rare. So that's all the different types of monsters in fighting games I cared to discuss. There's a lot more I didn't mention, but this script is already pretty long. But I really want to know, what are your guys' favorite monsters in fighting games? Leave a comment below for any of the monsters I didn't cover, or why don't you tell me who your favorite one is for the monsters I did cover. And remember to like the video if you enjoyed my rambling, and hey, why not subscribe if you aren't already. Have a happy Halloween season, guys. Catch you around.